I can count. Don't hate on me.
Can you?
Hello! Wow, I am a full fucking minute behind. What the shit is that about?
Good job, Sneaks.
No, like my Twitch is a full minute behind.
That's pretty bad.
I don't.
Yeah.
I have zero. I have zero thing on. I don't know. It's fucking whatever. Now send the ping out. Alert the masses. For this is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9001. Episode.
Okay, hold on, Sneaky. I gotta ask.
9.
Why were you, first of all, good job. Second of all, why were you channeling the announcer from Coder 1?
Why not? I could do the Super Smash Bros. Announcer.
I mean, that's fair. It's just that's such an odd announcer who, frankly, I don't think that announcer got enough.
For a fun new friendly game. It's Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9003.
I'm sorry, that's supposed to be the Smash announcer? Cease.
It is now.
Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9003.
I'm sorry, I can't sing in Latin, okay?
You really should.
Well then,
Practice.
don't fucking try, eh?
So anyway, I thought I would start us off with a little quote I actually saw yesterday that I was like, oh wow. I can't believe that Tumblr just fucking made that one up. It was from a discussion about quotes that sound really like deep and philosophical,
But are just made up
actually
bullshit.
like from video games and shit, or like some random person on the internet just like saying something. And someone was like,
Damn.
I believe the quote went something along the lines of, "Are you religious? No? Well, things are pretty shit right now, so pick God and pray." I thought that was really cool. I liked it.
That's neat.
Yes, it is indeed neat, as they say. As the
Honestly,
kids
that just
say.
reminds me of a character
young
from
ones
Fire
say.
Emblem whose crit quote is literally "pick a god and pray."
Yeah. Fucking
Good
what's
old
his name?
Frederick. How did we
Frederick,
ever?
yeah.
How would we ever?
I
get to
actually
use
saw a
it?
meme of that like earlier today.
Really?
But for some reason, I followed a fucking subreddit with Fire Emblem memes.
Oh well, that's unfortunate.
Fire Emblem has some pretty good memes, though.
Yeah, but it's like I've barely ever played Fire Emblem outside of Smash.
But that's the
obviously.
thing. A lot of Fire Emblem memes, you don't have to have played Fire Emblem to get.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I just like
Hilda being
alright,
a thought.
funny. I laugh. Very cool.
So I thought I would start up tonight with, I don't know, a Harry Potter story? How do you guys feel about a Harry Potter Avengers story?
I
don't
mean,
think
it
you
can't
should start
possibly.
punishing yourself.
I think it
Yeah.
can't possibly be worse than Avengers, the video game.
Oof.
Some
I
shots
could-
being fired.
That can be worse than that.
It could be worse than that, yeah.
Can always be worse.
So,
There's always more.
let me just get out of my seat. Let me enlarge that
Hello.
text.
He's gonna fall again.
What? No, I'm not drunk. First off, I'm not drunk. Second off,
Yet.
Ooh. Yet.
Exactly.
Harry Potter and the Bloodstained.
There-
Ritual of the Night?
I don't know. This is Bloodstained.
Yeah.
Harry has been through a lot, yet there are some perks to being as gifted as he is. So he's not going to sit back and let the world shit on him. Yeah, that's kind of what he did.
Yeah.
That's very much what he
Although
did.
He's
kinda
gonna be the absolute. He's going to best. The absolute best. First few chapters will be difficult to read. Then fix them.
Oh.
Make them less trash.
If you're writing a story and you get like 8 chapters in and you look back at chapter 1 and you're like, I really didn't explain my idea really well here. then fix it. I understand you're doing this as a, hobby. I mean, some people are getting paid, don't get me wrong. I understand a majority of people do this as a hobby. But if you don't want people to comment on how bad your first chapter is, then maybe
Fucking fix it.
fix the chapter. It's like, if you don't want people to comment on how dirty your car is, even though the inside is completely clean and the outside's just coated in mud, then just wash the car. I understand the inside of the car is perfectly fine. But if you're getting tired of people saying, wow, your car's dirty because the outside's got mud on it, then wash the car. Fix the chapter. It's not gonna be difficult. If you are so clearly superior in your writing, now that you've accomplished so much, surely it should be easy for you to fix the chapter. Surely.
Surely.
One might think that.
Yeah, fuck you, Shirley.
Instead of just saying, it's like tacking a note on the back of your car. Yes, I know my car's dirty. The inside is clean.
That doesn't. That's not gonna stop me
Just-
from drawing.
A little dick on your car, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like crude images in the dirt. In fact, it's probably going to encourage me.
Yeah.
Just get past those chapters, and I'll promise it gets better. Also, I know the beginning is super cliche and bad. It's explained later why it's like that.
Yes.
So just keep reading the story, regardless of your hilariously bad impression of it.
No.
That's
I refuse. I exercise my right to press the little red X.
I exercise my right
I
to
know
maintain
the shit tastes bad, but once you swallow it, it just gets better.
Ugh.
I'd rather you not say things like that, Sneaky.
Oh, it's
Thanks.
too late for that. I already said it.
Yeah, but in the future, please don't.
Don't worry, I'll keep it in mind.
Alright, cool.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my story. A few things to get out of the way. I have edited this chapter to include this author's note to tell you that I did not edit this chapter.
Y- mm.
This is my first writing story that I have ever written in existence. It is the very first letters I have ever put to a page. I have never done an essay before, I have never read a book before, and I don't know what the English language is. So please forgive any instances of absolute garbage. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not what it says?
Close enough.
That's close enough. After a few years of reading fan fiction, I got tired of everyone writing absolute garbage and decided to write my own story. I wish I was kidding. This is what this is actually what he wrote.
Well, no, not exactly.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
I've gotten bored of
not
thinking
Close,
and getting
closer.
inspired by the stories and then never doing anything about it. So here's me trying it out. This is a crossover fic between Harry Potter and the Avengers. But the Avengers won't come till far later. So be patient. I am also changing the Harry Potter universe timeline so we can get closer to the Avengers timeline.
Fucking idiot.
Okay,
Yeah.
so since you're introducing the Avengers, you're going to have to somehow contest with the fact that Doctor Strange exists and wouldn't be bitch and give me a very good reason as to why he's not just bitch slapping
Voldemort.
annoying evil character whose name I can't remember.
Yeah, Voldemort. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Voldemort,
because when was
Voldemort.
Doctor Strange?
No, okay. I'm sorry. I should say the Sorcerer Supreme, because
Oh,
remember somebody
yes.
had the job
Yeah.
before him.
I think that's
Yeah.
because what was her name? Faye, something like that.
Fucking Chinese.
The ancient one,
blonde
right? There we
white
go.
Woman.
Yeah.
So basically, the reason why you could actually get away with that is the ancient one actually didn't believe in intervention.
No,
Yeah.
the ancient. No. The ancient's one's job was to stop, literally to stop people like that.
No, but like Voldemort never actually accomplishes anything that would ever even remotely threaten the world.
Yeah.
And because she knows about like future shit, she also would know that Harry Potter would stop him, so she wouldn't step in. That's sort of
Basically.
her problem. That's sort of why Doctor Strange happened. It's because she knew certain things would occur with her students, but was very non-interventionist about it, and because of that, the problems got worse.
Yeah.
So that's actually fair, but still, at the end of the day, it doesn't make any fucking sense to
Well, sure,
accelerate the timeline.
but remember, they're bringing this closer to the Avengers timeline, so then Doctor Strange will exist.
Well, I'm aware of that. Yes, I'm aware of that, and that's sort of what I'm saying here is, it's just, moving the Harry Potter timeline forward is just, I don't understand it. Like, there's so many ways you can go about it without doing that. Just normal Harry Potter timeline happens, and then the point in time where you want Harry Potter to move forward in time, you have him have an accident with a time turner or some shit. In fact, there is specifically a moment in time where they are in a room filled with time turners.
Imagine that.
You can
Where
have an explosion happen or something, and he's sent, like, 15, 20 years into the future. Bada bing, bada boom, Harry Potter's in the future, and you don't have to explain how the fuck the wizarding world made it that far.
And you can just go, oops, if you're like, listen, I really want Harry Potter to get together with Scarlet Witch or something, congratulations, that's your option.
But, like, the thing is that, narratively speaking, the reason why you don't normally see stories travel through the ages is because the main character has to have an input on the narrative. Otherwise, the story is boring. If the main character's not doing anything.
Really?
Wow!
No way.
But because of that, you can't have something happen throughout the ages. You can't have the evolution of technology as we move into a whole new age and not have the main character not do anything. So it's easier to it is narratively easier and suspension of disbelief easier to just be like, wizards were like this in this time period, now they're like this now. Well, how are they like this now? Well, this doesn't really matter, okay? Look, it just worked out.
We don't know, because Harry Potter fell in the time hole.
Well, it's not even that. It's like, if you go with the whole time sent forward explosion polar hole theory where he just gets sent forward in time, and it's like, oh, well, wizards are fine. They've coped with technology just fine. And it's like, well, how? Well, there was an incident, and some people got their heads on straight, and the whole thing was fixed. And you don't even need
Doctor Strange showed up, said, "Stop being stupid."
You don't
look at how
even
cool
need to
the
go
iPad
into it, right? Because the main character wasn't part of those events. So you can have a whole shit ton of stuff happen that made it work off screen because the main character could not participate in those events. Bada bing, bada boom, done. Narratively speaking, it's flowing smooth still, and suspension of disbelief speaking, people don't care because you didn't have the main character involved in it. Like, it's the same reason why you're like, oh, well, this is a story about a spacefaring empire who's super dictatorial and still uses slaves for some reason. And people are like, okay. Because it started like that. Now, if you somehow were trying to write a story where it starts in 2020 and then, travels through 200 years of narrative story about how we got to this fucking empire in space that for some reason still uses slaves, I'm pretty sure a couple people would raise their hands and be like, hold the fuck on. But because you start the story already like this, mostly you can get away with just being like, no, things happened, it worked out. You can't do that normally with accelerating the timeline of Harry Potter, specifically because the events of World War II are critical to the entire story of Harry Potter.
Imagine that.
And unless you move World War II forward, at which point now you have to account for the fact that the Great Depression was never left in the USA, leaving a major power gap for the Soviet Union, probably causing it to never collapse. You have to go full fucking Kaiserreich V2 on it.
Essentially.
That's just a lot of work. So just don't. And if your story can't work unless Harry is somehow raised in the 22nd millennium, maybe you should probably rethink your story.
Alternately, just make Harry Potter a space marine.
Or that, yes.
That's already been done.
But he knows. He's read the story.
Yeah, that's my point. Also, someone did it. They did it pretty well, and then they lost the plot in the last chapter. The last book, and they were like, I gotta rewrite this shit. And they actually rewrote it a lot better.
I need to get back to that one then.
Yeah, more or less. But it's still, they stopped updating again. But still, it's just...
Really?
That's
No
not a surprise
way.
with them.
It's just immensely frustrating when people move forward the timeline of Harry Potter. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's totally fine. It's like, bitch. If you were an actual Harry Potter fan, you would know the timeline is actually important and can't be moved forward. It's the fucking Drake and Josh meme, where it's like, oh, why is there no door? Oh, I was gonna get the saw. Oh, really? Well, where's the saw? Outside. Well, how are you gonna get to it? Oh.
Through the door.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see the problem.
Exactly. Anyway, so I'm moving the Harry Potter timeline forward. Also, I suck at editing. So if anyone wants to edit my work, just PM me all the changes. And I will probably give it to however messages me first. If anyone wants to give me constructive criticism, I would love to read it. But no flames! At no point are you allowed to be angry at the shit I have shovel on you.
I
Warning.
feel like that may not have been written.
No, it wasn't. But there was no flames. He did write that part.
No, I believe the no flames part.
Yeah. What's this here? Inquisitor Caro. Yes. Congrats on monetization. I've had monetization for a long time now.
Yeah, but Nexus hasn't been here for a pretty long fucking time.
Think he just earned
So-
a thousandth of a cent? Yeah, I know, right? Gotta rub that micro shekel together, you know?
Get that cash flow going.
Warning! Harry is gonna be a badass in my story. He won't be unbeatable, but he will be very, very hard to defeat.
I hate when authors write that, because the author actually means is, no, he's unbeatable unless I pull this very specific ham-fisted set of circumstances out of my ass that I'm doing to defeat a bunch of naysayers.
More or less, effectively. I'm also going to try to make him smarter, but I'm not smart myself, as we can tell, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Last but not least, I don't own Harry Potter or Marvel. Thank God. Now, I will say, I do constantly say you can't write a character smarter than yourself. Well, Brandon Sanderson does actually have a workshop lecture on how to write characters that are smarter than yourself, but I think the inherent flaw in Brandon Sanderson's opinion on that, because what he said is what you gotta do is you gotta find someone who's smarter than you and just learn how they are as a person.
Yeah,
doesn't-
that's not gonna
that's-
work.
And then see,
I mean, he's not technically wrong,
Brandon
but
Sanderson's
it's not
not wrong.
particularly helpful.
I guess he's not wrong, but he is kind of stupid with that kind of statement.
No,
Like,
Yeah.
he's not wrong, and I understand where he's coming from, but the inherent flaw in that whole idea of study someone else so you can base the character off them in terms of intelligence is you have to be intelligent yourself to a certain degree to understand another person.
yeah, like I said, he's not wrong, but he's being stupid about that. Like, never mind intelligence, that just requires an entirely different mindset to be able to understand.
Yeah, more or less. Anyway, so let us get right on into it. August 6th, 1995. 20 years ahead of the Harry Potter story. Let everyone know in the Shiro chat that this is also
Yes. I already told them, but cheers.
I just let them know what story we're.
That's fair.
Voldemort,
Is that-
Voldemort, ooh, Voldemort.
Is that, did Kiara really say that, Arn?
Yeah, super chat from
I'm
a
sorry,
guy
what
with
did
a
Kiara
question.
say?
Super Chat pranked her into saying something very lewd.
I swallowed duck cum. To be
Thank you.
specific.
Someone clipped
Yeah.
that.
I'm pretty sure Brazilian is here, so you know. Fuck. Oh well. You win some, you lose some.
Lily and James Potter could not be happier. It had been a week since Lily gave birth to a pair of twins. Oh my god, I'm gonna shoot myself.
It's,
Ah.
it's one of your favorites, Sneaky.
Hang on.
Yeah, please, can you just point the gun at the mic and hopefully it hits me?
Yeah, hang on. Alright.
I absolutely love that scene from Kung Fury.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, is this the police? Yes! Bang, bang, bang.
God, that was such a fucking great movie.
Well, no, it was kind of a shit short film, but it had some good moments.
Oh
fucking
no,
loved it.
I don't think there was a single scene I wasn't laughing to some degree at.
Yeah.
It has been a week since Lily gave birth to a pair of twins named Harry and Arthur Potter. Both at the moment looked identical because of the gray eyes and no hair that babies had.
No hair, eh?
I mean, that's one way of putting it.
No hair, that's a...
Yeah, and the gray eyes. Kind of.
Well, gray eyes is a common thing. Let's see if we can get a safe search approved image. Yeah, here we go. No hair, huh? No hair. No hair on these babies' heads. No hair at all. Nope. No hair at
Yeah. What the fuck?
all. Born with gills.
That's a
Huh.
pretty bad Photoshop job. Not gonna lie.
It's a little bit weird, yeah.
Yeah.
No hair. No hair on these babies. Newborn baby, no hair.
Yes.
Nope, no hair at all.
Imagine that.
It's not like they come out 9 months into their development after all.
Can you imagine if a
way.
baby just comes out with a full-on pompadour hairstyle?
He had the character creation menu.
The character creation menu bugged out and
Got
didn't
early access.
apply the retroactive aging.
Genius.
Okay, but look, all I'm saying is, if a baby pops out with a full pompadour, its first words better be "ay."
Instead of crying. Hey!
Ay!
Hey, we're walking here.
How quickly would those parents murder that child?
It
Very.
depends where they are. If they're in
Post-birth
Texas,
abortion.
likely. If they're in New York, they'd be like, hey!
Hey.
Hey, I'm sleeping here.
If it was in Texas, it'd better to say howdy.
Howdy.
Comes out with a belt buckle and hat already.
A fucking cowboy boot, a revolver. Howdy.
No, it's a deringer because hands are too small, you know?
Ah,
He's baby.
fair enough. Fair enough. I can only think of fucking Calliope saying howdy. The sound clip on loop in my head.
Good. I hope it's stuck there. He's with you
Yeah.
forever.
Thanks.
I mean,
Thank
you
you
know,
forever, I am
except when she's busy NTRing the bird.
Yeah.
No, there was a clip recently. What was it? What was she playing? Was that Shadowverse as well?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Well, no, she had to get some water because she was. Oh yeah, that's right. She was.
Yeah.
It was the rap section
End
of the
of Shadowverse.
Shadowverse.
Yeah.
And she had to
the
go
rap
grab
one.
some water. And like, if you had the volume up high or you listen really closely, you can hear her
I mean, not
screaming
even-
from the kitchen. This stuff like, "Don't worry, chat. I'll be with you forever. I love you guys."
Yeah. I mean, you didn't even have to have the volume that high up because I could hear it like perfectly well.
No, I am hard of hearing because you know what else is
Yeah.
wrong with me.
You are a boomer.
Indeed, my ears have in fact gone boom.
Yeah.
Let's see here. However, the healer at Saint Mungo said that would be changing soon enough, as long as they that would be changing soon enough, as soon as they grew a little more.
I like the
Hey,
theoretical
words.
murder-based implication that the babies will not continue to grow.
Yeah, right. Well, your baby should gain some hair as long as they keep growing. Is that a threat? No, I'm just saying as long as they're
Keep
still
fucking
alive,
growing,
they'll
baby.
grow. Why are you telling me this? I kind of assumed that babies would grow. I just want to make sure you know that as long as that child keeps breathing, it will age. Okay.
Is this? Are you trying to tell me that if I can get my baby to stop breathing, it stops aging? Yes.
Technically speaking, that is correct. Why have I been pinged? Oh, they're just. Oh man.
Oh
Sounds like-
man.
I was pinged on the trash fix section, and someone's making achievements, and I was scrolling through them to get to the ping, and I just instantly see achievement gained virtual blackface. I'm just like, okay,
Written blackface, actually.
and whatever.
Close enough.
Close enough, yeah. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. They had already brought them both to Potter Manor since they were released from the hospital 3 days ago, as soon as Lily was cleared.
Not really necessary to know.
I mean, no, it's fine. It's just like, as soon as Lily was cleared, they were released. It's like, okay, yep, fair enough. 3 days ago, as soon as Lily was released. It's like, wait, why? You can just say 3 days ago. I don't know why we need to know as soon as she was released if you're referring to a point in time that was 3 days ago, and you already told us that it was 3 days ago.
Well, yeah, but did you know it was 3 days ago?
That's like saying, like, oh yeah, it's like someone be like, oh, where were you yesterday? Oh, well, you know, I picked up Jim at 5 yesterday. Like, okay, why?
That-
I don't,
Great. I asked about yesterday.
Yesterday.
Well, that's cool and all, but I don't know why you're telling me the exact time you picked up Jim. I was just asking where you were yesterday. You can just say you were picking up Jim yesterday. I don't need to know your itinerary.
I think you do.
Unless this itinerary is somehow also secretly important. Because you see, at 9 p.m. 2 days ago, Lily Potter was declared dead. And the babies were no longer breathing or aging.
My God.
At that
Sneaky.
moment,
Sneaky,
James...
it's the sixth magic. Stop breathing.
At that moment, James was currently trying to feed Harry his milk.
The
newborn?
I don't
There's
like
just
the way
so many
that's
things wrong
worded.
with the way you phrase that, author, thanks to the way the English language works.
Well, no,
I know what he means, I just also know what he doesn't mean.
Yeah,
and I'd
I'm
rather
aware.
not.
I'm just saying that actually in this scenario, his milk does refer to Harry because Harry was right before his.
Well, yes.
Yeah, does it sound
But-
weird? Yes. But I'm just really curious as to where this author learned how nursing works, or why they think baby milk would be a commodity that wizards know how to bottle.
I'm sure the Potters are very forward-thinking.
Also,
Yeah.
now, correct me if I'm wrong, it's only been about 14 years since my brother was born.
Sneaky. Little did we know about the spell,
Yeah.
acaciolactate.
Yeah,
Problem solved.
acaciolactation.
Bro. Lactatio. Engorgio breasts.
Engorgio breast lactatio. Wand waves milk into a bottle and conjures the top. I mean, yes, but why would they bottle it in the first place?
Yeah, no, Sneaky's point is saying the wizard would likely not have cottoned on to the idea of bottling it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Like, if they haven't
Lily
even
being a
cottoned on
Muggle-born,
past using candles as light
Yeah.
sources,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
but
really
Lily-
sure why they would cotton on to...
No, Lily's a Muggle, though.
I mean,
Oh,
okay, that's fair
Muggle-born.
enough, I suppose.
Well,
big
yeah, but
distinction.
either
Muggle-born.
way,
Like,
though, she would have lived up to a certain age and
Yeah.
gone back home during her time in school.
That's true, but again, my other point that I was gonna make was that I'm trying to figure the. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but last I recall, which was 14 years ago, it is heavily doctor recommended, even in the modern times, that you at least breastfeed the baby for the first couple weeks
Yeah.
and not feed them from a bottle.
Yeah, weeks or months, honestly. Depends.
I would say, and that's assuming you can overcome the brand new mother's instinct.
Yes, also that.
Yeah.
But beyond that as well, I'm really... Lily is also smart, and if the wizard doctor is telling her to, you know, breastfeed her wizard children when she's a new wizard, she likely would do it. Or at minimum, try and find books about it. But again,
Yeah.
stuck in past wizards, I doubt they would write about it.
Also true.
So, still, at the
Shit.
end of the day,
Professor Dumbledore, I have a very odd question.
I need books about breastfeeding. Oh, well, you had me in the first half, but you really lost me on the second part.
Well, I mean, no, he's gay, so you didn't really have him at any point.
You don't know that.
I do, actually.
Maybe
Is
it
this
was
how
just a
Arn's
hit
coming
job.
out to the chat?
No. That's
Anyway, so the
untrue.
author's once again showing his dumb. Anyway, so let's keep going. James smiled down out at Harry. Down out at Harry. Wait, what's that?
Okay.
Interesting wording.
Like, normally I can sort of like decipher what the author intended to mean here,
Yeah.
but I'm not really sure what out was supposed to mean. Like, James smiled down at Harry is just fine. I'm not really sure what out is supposed to. How do you smile down out at something?
Good question.
I got nothing.
Drink up,
Yeah.
Harry. The sooner you get bigger, the sooner I can teach you to ride a broom. Dude, he's literally 3 days old. He's not even a toddler yet. He is literally 3 days old. Oh, it's been a week. He is 7 days old. He's not a toddler.
Yeah.
He is an infant.
Unless,
Something.
again, correct me if I'm wrong. Unless, wizard babies magically accelerate their aging process. And at 7 days old, he's already toddler sized.
I guess that they all Naruto style. He trained so hard at 7 days. He looked like a
Is this the
3-year-old.
true power of Ultra Instinct?
He trained so hard that as a 3-year-old, he had the body of a 5-year-old.
Oh, God. I like how the author was like, yeah, I'll make him like 5. That'll make this whole
That'll
thing better.
fix the issue here.
Yep. Congratulations, you fixed it. You solved everything.
Excellent. There is no more problems.
I know there's that meme out there where someone's like putting a small patch on a tiny hole that's spouting water, and like in the next panel it zooms out and it shows like the entire dam is exploding. They're like, there, I
Yeah.
fixed the problem.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That wasn't the that was an issue, but that wasn't the problem.
Yeah.
Oh god. Anyway, James cooed at the toddler. Harry showed no sign of even hearing what his father had even his father said, as he was so intent on trying to gain as much milk down his throat as possible. That's
I really don't like this wording.
Thank you for telling us that the 7-day-old baby wasn't paying attention to the words he doesn't understand and was instead trying to eat milk in the most awkward way I think I've ever had that described to me.
Yeah.
I want as much milk down my throat as possible.
All right then. Could you?
Pedro, clip it.
So we already have death of the author where we don't pay attention to the author anymore. Would immediate death of the author then count for killing the author? In Minecraft, of course.
Ah, yes. Instead of death of the author, I like to practice a concept called death to the author.
Ah, I see.
In other words,
Is that a Norwegian
there is no meme. Die.
I think that's a meme.
In Minecraft, of course.
Of course. Honestly, I want to get Flans mod running one day in Minecraft. Just like if it requires nothing but only Flans, I'll live with it because Flans is just funny.
Yeah, only Flans in like version 1.12, I think.
Yeah, you know what.
Or 1.8, fucking ancient version at least.
What was that you
Right
said, James? It almost sounded like you expressed a desire to have our baby on a broomstick. Well,
What?
No, he expressed the desire for the child to get large enough to learn how to ride a broom.
Woman.
I'll let my silence speak for itself. Lily said with a sharp edge in her voice as she walked in the room carrying carrying Arthur, who she was also feeding. James paled as he turned around sharply, toddler still in hand. In one hand?
In one hand.
Is he just like whipping this thing around?
I guess he's just freebasing this baby with
That's-
milk.
Yeet.
That is not what you are supposed to do
Yo,
in
man, let
any
me just
capacity.
No, it's okay. He's a toddler. He doesn't need anything more than one hand.
Hmm.
Let me just freebase this baby with milk.
Do you think the Potters were forward thinking enough to have a baby sling, so it's okay?
I'm sorry. It's whenever someone says baby sling, the only thing I can fucking imagine is an oversized sling that you launch babies out of.
I mean,
A baby
fair.
slingshot. Like Angry Bird style, baby slingshot.
No, a sling. Where you spin it around in the air really fast
Yeah.
and then let it go.
Yeah, I mean, that works too, but I think of a slingshot. Like, a big one, mounted in the ground.
Oh, God. I'm going to hell.
We are all going to hell.
That was already
Someday.
apparent.
Yeah. I'm just ready to meet Calliope.
Anyway. Now, Lily. Of course I meant when he Of course I meant when he had grown up more and was an appropriate age to ride
No
when.
shit. Really?
I mean, okay.
Wow. That's
Yeah, but that
interesting.
was kind of
Who could have
implied in the
thought?
first sentence. I guess this counts as dialogue, so okay. James said hurriedly before he found himself sleeping on the couch again. Lily shot him a withering look
Funny.
that
Mm.
promised pain. Look, I don't know if this author is either really based in his depiction of women or really cringe in his depiction of women, because all he's doing is cliches of how couples interact.
Yeah. Who knows?
So
Who
you guys
knows?
can decide for yourself, I suppose.
I'm just gonna say both, honestly.
He's based cringe build.
There's like a superposition, like quantum shit.
It's a quantum superposition of being both
Between based and cringe.
simultaneously based and cringe.
Exactly.
Schrodinger's cringe.
Yep.
He folded the compass.
Crazed,
Grace.
I guess.
Bridge.
Binge. Well, that's already a word.
Binge.
Also, speaking of words, did you know that
Bang.
Shakespeare made up the word elbow?
Oh, Shakespeare made up a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shakespeare, for your completely
Very
ridiculous word making upping. We have followed
I
in
need
your
I need
example.
something for this little point in the middle of the arm.
Hmm.
All right then, man. What are you gonna call it? The elbow.
It's shaped like an L.
Go finish drinking.
I mean, I just want to say, we're really taking up the mantle of Shakespeare's loquaciousness, which, by the way, is another word he invented to talk about how well he makes up words.
Wait, actually, hang on.
Max is chuckling in the background.
Oh, wait, no. Shakespeare invented the verb elbow, not the noun.
Ah. I
Yeah.
think you mean arm knee.
Ah, yes, the arm knee.
I think C8, you need to get back to clipping and stop talking.
Yeah, fucking
Let's see,
unpaid Brazilian
anyway,
labor. Do your job.
So yes, I'm sure that's exactly what you meant, Lily said. It better been, she whispered just loud enough for him to hear. This is just really cringe interaction, and I can't tell if the author's playing it for comedy or he's serious. James chuckled awkwardly to try to diffuse the situation before it got out of hand and Mount Lily erupted. I reiterate, I cannot tell if the author is seriously saying women act like this or is just basing it off of all of the tropes.
And I'm not sure which would be worse.
And I'm not sure which is worse. Because this story is not listed as comedy, but I'm certainly laughing. Before the situation could diffuse further, however, the fireplace roared to life, and Albus Dumbledore stepped out in all his glory. Author, you realize that usually means someone's naked or something, like shirtless?
I was gonna say, listen, there's only two ways when people enter a room in all their glory. They are either some kind of god king at minimum, right?
Right, with a radiant aura, yeah.
Or they're naked.
Some degree of naked, yeah. Not always dick out, but sometimes dick out.
Well, no. Here's the thing, right? Generally speaking, in all of their glory is used to refer to someone's, specifically male genitalia, whether or not it's actually impressive, right? The phrase can be used
yes, that is
unironically
true.
or ironically, but
it can also be used to point out, like, you know, when someone's exceptionally fat or muscled.
True. But that's very rare.
I suppose. It really depends on what sources you're reading. Atin clearly reads more of the lewd sources.
Yeah, that's it.
The horny. Big on horny.
Blah, 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 blah. Good evening, Lily James. I hope I find you well on this summer evening, Dumbledore said with a grandfather smile and his patent-pending eye twinkle. Professor.
All right, look, I will say this. I do like the idea that Albus Dumbledore created a magic charm specifically to make his eye twinkle because he was actually an unfeeling demon.
It's possible. Professor, it's good to see you. What brings you to our house this late in the evening? Not order business, that should be capitalized, I hope. We did tell you we were taking some time off for our newborns, didn't we?
Hey, guys, listen. We need to take a break from this, Dark Lord thing. We just had a kid. We hope you guys can understand. Just call him up, ask him if he can give us, like 3 weeks or something, right?
I'm just saying that technically what they were doing was illegal at the time.
Yeah. Vigilantism.
So being like, yo, hey, we can't go be vigilantes because we got a kid we have to go take care of real quick that can't live on his own or exist without us.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. It's one thing to be like, I got a 5-year-old at home and I can't leave him home, so I can't do anything. It's like, no, I got a 7-day-old baby I need to take care of. It's like, okay, yeah, you know what? I think we can excuse you from the vigilantism. But, yeah. Anyway, let's see. Calm down, blah, 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 blah. Lily asked while James smiled at him from behind her. Calm down, Lils. Why is that not capitalized? I'm sure he just came to see little Arthur and Harry. Right, Professor? James questioned. Dumbledore smiled again, though this one did not quite reach his eyes. Unfortunately, I have come here for a little of both, and have sadly brought disturbing news with. Perhaps it would be best to put the children to sleep for the night while I tell you what I came here to say. Dumbledore told them. At this point, Lily and James started to look concerned by the serious tone that Dumbledore had just used. This did not bode well, so they nodded before going to put both children down. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Harry, but Dumbledore's orders.
As Dumbledore commands.
I said take the dog out, not shoot it. Why, I should have been a bit more clear.
Oh, well,
I'm
that's
from
the same.
Chicago. You know what that phrase means to me.
Right, that didn't sound right. There we go.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
What?
It's already open, the dust cover, so it doesn't work. Yeah,
Unfortunate.
there we go.
At this point, Lily and James are blah blah blah. All right, Dumbledore, what's going on? No one in Order died D-Day? Has the war
Wait,
taken
no
a
one-
turn for the worse?
Wait, no one in order died on D-Day? No, it's kind of cringe.
No, luckily, but it sadly has not taken a turn for the better either. Dumbledore responded solemnly. But that's not what I came to talk about. I came to tell you grave news, and it concerns your children. Dumbledore said as he looked at both of them to try and gauge the reaction from his statement. What's this author's problem with not using commas ever?
Couldn't tell you.
James
Right.
looked concerned and full of worry. Lily had man-Y emotion flashing over her face at once.
Man, why?
It's just a random space in there, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
The primary ones seem to be worry and anger. Okay, so
Wow.
quick little thing as a person who observes people. I've never seen this emotion flash. I've never seen
Yeah.
this thing that they describe as a flash of anger and then it quickly went away. It's like I've seen people get angry and then calm down. I've seen people have flashes of disgust, but it's usually like and then their face is pretty disgusted. It's not like a bam bam, it's like a okay, and then I'm gonna like plug my nose or move away from it. I personally have never seen the flash of emotion. Max, how about you? You watch people.
Damn. Kinky.
What are we supposed to be? Where am I supposed to be looking at in the story? I've been like,
He's
Oh.
asking if
Zoned
you've
out
ever
looking
seen
at-
a flash of emotion.
The author is saying that many emotions flashed across Lily's face, with the main two cycling through her face was worry and anger. And I was saying how, as a person who watches people, I've never seen an emotion flash across someone's face.
so that is a very common turn of phrase.
I'm
actually,
aware it's a
used
common
in
turn of
writing.
phrase. I just don't like it.
I
Yeah.
actually have seen what you would describe as flashes of emotion. Usually, when you're delivering bad news to someone, like completely out of left field, I've literally gotten to see people cycle through the 5 different stages of grief in about
Hmm.
3 seconds.
Oof.
It is not fun to watch.
Honestly, I've I guess fortunately never seen that sort of thing. I just, as I was saying, I've seen people be disgusted, I've seen people be sad, I've seen people be angry, but I've never seen like a
Yeah,
I'm angry
I-
for 2 seconds and now I'm not sort of thing.
yeah. I have seen a number of people literally flash between 3 and 4 emotions in the span of 3 to 5 seconds.
Well, the more you know. The more you know.
Interesting.
I
I'm
still
with you,
don't
though.
like
It
the
is-
phrase.
It is kind of an obnoxious phrase.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes people write it to be hoity-toity, so to speak.
That's yeah.
They're trying to be prosy, and it's just like you don't need to do that.
What news could possibly concern our children? They are both health and out of danger of war. Lily said with
I
anger.
mean,
They're both health. Yes.
They are both health.
I
You
am
see,
the health.
they plan to turn the children into health potions. It's the secret
Oh, yeah.
route to immortality.
I
They
personally
already had
prefer
the
turning
health
into stamina
potion-
potions, but
They already
okay.
had the health potion construction queued up on them. So they're already health. They've
Yeah.
already been
Well,
listed
and
for health potion creation.
Sneaky, more importantly, by shift queuing the commands
Yes.
on the unborn child, you can really get their crafting XP up early. They're just sitting there not doing anything, so might as well put them to work.
True.
I'm sorry. I just thought of something fucking horrible.
Mute yourself and tell us.
Yeah. Come on,
No, again, it's fine. It's because it's Irish, so it's okay.
Oh
Ah.
no!
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, you gotta shift Q to get that crafting up. And I'm like, so what? The British doctors really gotta be concerned when an Irish woman's giving birth? Just in case the IED pops out first?
I guess the car bomb just pops out of the fucking womb. Like, Tjod fuck arla, bitch. And fucking explodes. Yes. The doctor enters the fucking operations room where the lady's giving birth, and he just fucking hears in the distance, "Come out, you black and tans."
Exactly.
No, Sneaky, he just hears throwing a pipe bomb.
It's the fucking
Yes, I know what it is.
It's the no, I'm trying to think of which either Family Guy or Robot Chicken made this joke where the woman spreading her legs played a song. Anyway, the whole point being like, they're giving birth and the music's getting louder.
Yes.
Because the baby also serves as a radio. Because fuck you, it's my imagination. I can do what I want. I mean, look, you're already buying that the baby is creating an IED inside the womb. So I mean, the baby's a radio too. At that point, fuck it, why not?
Well, I mean, yeah, you can detonate IDs with phones nowadays. So why not, radio? It makes sense.
This is a baby-operated IED.
And clip it.
Planned Parenthood's really finding new avenues.
Jeez. I mean, yeah. It just works.
The real reason why Virginia allowed the baby to be terminated after birth. I am so glad I'm not popular enough to ever get hit for that. Thank you, C8. I appreciate your studious clipping.
Speedy contribution.
Truly, the clippers are the new meme economy.
Indeed.
Let's see. I'm afraid a true prophecy has been told that can pertain to your children. It states that a baby that was born as the 7-month dies will have the power to kill Voldemort. He will be born from those who have already thrice-defied him. You and the Longbottoms are the only ones that this prophecy can pertain to. I've already informed the Longbottoms, and now have informed you as well, Dumbledore said gravely. Look, all I'm saying is Dumbledore knew about this prophecy a long time before the babies were even conceived.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying, if I was Dumbledore, and I knew about some sort of prophecy that said that the baby would be the one to defeat the Dark Lord, I'd be like, alright, so who's fucking couples right now? How many people can I have a a giant orgy for that will guarantee everyone has a baby at the 7th month dies. So you got like 27 chosen ones. The Dark Lord's like throwing fucking darts, being like, which one?
No, see, I, you know what? I like the idea of a fantasy story where the main character is one of just like 48 chosen. Like any one of you can stop the dark. Listen, there's no reason for any of you to like fight each other. All of you can stop the Dark Lord. You just,
Technically speaking, all of you qualify for the prophecy to save the world. We don't actually know which one, so we're gonna break you up into teams and hope for the best.
Oh yes, Ruby.
Oh man, if only. That would actually give me
True. It would actually be interesting.
Yeah, that would
kinda.
actually be an interesting plot line to follow in Ruby, except we don't get that, no.
Alas. That's how life be.
Now, Aura did bring up a good point earlier in
I'll be
the
right
Western Gas chat
No way.
about Ruby, in that he's glad that Rooster Teeth never actually tried to tell us how metal and alloy works in Ruby, because he's sure they would fuck that up too.
True.
Where
They would find a way.
it's a situation where it's like, you have literally fucked everything up so far, so I'll take the 0 instead of the -50.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, so, wait, isn't that a good thing? It basically says that one of our children will grow up and kill Voldemort. Key emphasis on the one there, Lily. One of your children.
I know exactly where this is going.
Unfortunately, no, it doesn't. Voldemort has heard the prophecy as well, and now has made both of your sons and the Longbottom's child his top priority. Both Potters looked horrified as they finally understood what Dumbledore had been trying to tell them. Oh my god, Albus. What do? We can't survive if Voldemort focuses all of his forces on killing us. We'll be
Yeah,
dead
sounds like you should have done a better
by
job.
end of week, James exclaimed loudly. Unfortunately, we were limited in options. The best one, however, would be to go into hiding, Dumbledore said. I can perform the Fidelis charm, which will hide you from all but your secret keeper. Is that agreeable for you both? See, this is what I never understood, right? So the house is what was Fidelis. So why couldn't Lily or James have been the secret keeper?
Well, you see,
What?
there is no reason.
Also, the fact, like, is there anything that states you can't just like pick a secret keeper and then just like put that memory like in a pool somewhere, like, right? Take the memory out, put it in a pool, and drop the pool in the bottom of the ocean. Secret kept
No,
forever.
the memory thing is a copy, not an extraction.
Yeah.
That's right. But I'm
Yeah.
sorry, no, it's obliviate, right? I'm sorry, obliviate.
Oh,
You
you could.
can't
I,
just.
guess,
Well,
I suppose you could obliviate as well. Yeah.
Technically, yeah, I guess. But you know, J.K. Rowling doesn't have that many brain cells to go around,
Yeah, she only
so
got,
she
like,
wouldn't
a
think of
half
that.
of one. So.
Yeah.
But I can buy from a magical standpoint. The person casting the spell can't be the person the spell's being bound to. Okay, fine. That's it's like, all right, fine. Big ritual hiding something forever from everyone. It can't be bound to the spellcaster. All right, yeah, that's fair enough.
I would say that's a very D&D-esque limitation.
Yeah, so that's fair enough. Oh, let's make it Peter Pettigrew, the guy who we make fun of for being a super coward. Like, What?
What? Not our friend who's like part werewolf, or the other friend who's a badass,
Super
or
Yeah,
the most
okay,
trusted
badass?
wizard in Britain.
So
Or the
there is
father? Or the mother?
some reasoning why they didn't put like pick a Lupin or Sirius. The Sirius one was meant to be a bait and switch, like he would be the most obvious one.
I'm aware that
And the-
everyone thought it would be serious, but again,
Yeah,
why
and-
not just make it one of the parents?
exactly, that's a better idea. But as for why they didn't pick Lupin, it's because they didn't trust him because he was a werewolf. I know, racism, it exists.
See that
We
that's
don't
what
trust
all-
you because you're a werewolf, but we trust you in every other circumstance as werewolf.
Yeah,
boy.
no, see that's again that kind
Not
of
really,
that
but okay.
makes no absolutely no sense at all, because we don't trust you because you're a werewolf, even though we went to school with you for 7 years, became anti-maguses with you specifically because you were a werewolf and we wanted you to feel included, and
we
on
wanted to
multiple
hang out
occasions
with you.
defended you for your werewolf status against other people.
I think if I remember correctly, this might be Fanon talking. Remus had been pulling away from the group, and they were unsure about him and his loyalties, I believe.
I think that's Fanon.
Yeah, I don't remember
Is that-
exactly either, but something like that.
Yeah,
There was
yeah,
a lot
I'm
of
pretty sure that was mostly Fanon.
funky stuff, mostly.
But anyway, I think the only canon line is finding out that Pettigrew was the secret keeper, and Lupin looks at Cyrus and is like, "Yo, man, why didn't you trust me with this secret?" And they're like, "Oh, we didn't trust you," and like that's the extent of canon for that.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just I can't. So much that doesn't make any sense.
J.K. Rowling, you know. That's
What
just how it
choice do
is.
we have? We'll protect our children at any cost. Frightened whisper. Excellent. I'll make all the arrangements. Blah, 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 blah. I suppose I'll leave you now. Goodbye.
Also, not relying on like more practical defenses, still kind of dumb.
I just plant a landmine outside the door.
Look,
Okay,
all I'm
no, that
saying
was-
is,
Carla.
Okay, that was a funny fucking story.
Mm.
Have you not read that?
Don't think I have.
It was called something like Grey Wizard. And it's this fan idea of you have your light wizards, you have your dark wizards, and then you have your gray wizards. But gray wizards are the worst kind of wizard, because they'll use light spells, they'll use dark spells, but also they'll use guns and mines. Because fuck you, everyone needs to leave me alone.
Based.
I was gonna say,
Welcome to
and
Ancapistan.
thus Voldemort was defeated by the M287 Claymore anti-personnel mine.
Actually, that's literally what the story is. What if the Potters were gray wizards, and Voldemort shows up that night, and he like runs into a Claymore mine, and then he finally gets into the house, and Lily shoots him with a trench shotgun, and then James takes out a Tommy gun. Fucking riddles him.
Yes, the good old Al Capone style.
and the entire thing is played from Voldemort's point of view, and he is just the entire time monologuing about how much he hates gray wizards because they pull shit like this.
You're gonna have to link me that afterwards.
Oh
That
yeah,
sounds pretty
I'll
funny.
try and find it. I also linked Max that clip, didn't I?
Which clip?
The Twitter clip. Oh shit, no, I didn't. From that really old movie, from the guy who made the animated Hobbit movie.
Wait, hang on.
The wizard.
The
I
wizard one,
cast
yeah, hang on.
Gun.
Let me scroll up and find it.
Oh yeah, that was posted in memes and shit.
yeah.
earlier
Oh, that's right.
today.
I pinged you for that one. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
pinged me for Kermit the Frog and then C8.
Posted it.
Right, yeah.
That.
Just fucking, yeah. Mom taught me this trick when you were gone. Pulls out Luger. Bang, bang.
I have to hold on.
I have to watch this movie now, by the way. Knowing
What
that that's
movie?
a scene.
Wizards.
Wizards. by
Oh,
Ralph
no.
Bakshi.
I'll,
I have to
yeah.
watch that
All right,
now.
I'll be right back.
Practice much magic for a long time.
I'm like, all right, what's this leading up to? And then you get to the end of the clip, like, that was worth every second I spent.
Like this. Oh yeah, one more thing. I'm glad you changed your last name, you son of a bitch.
Fucking great.
And it's just like, what the fuck? But the best part is that the gun is actually not random, and it was actually a plot point in the entire story.
Much magic
Really?
Yeah.
That's it.
Chekhov's gun.
Well, that's just amazing and fantastic.
Oh boy.
That's
I just love it. I love the clip, and I
Yeah.
saw the movie so long ago. I'm
that
glad
that
someone
is in
reminded
fact
me
a
of it.
wizard just going, I cast gun.
Yeah, it's literally, I'm gonna defeat you with the power of friendship and this gun I found.
Here's the full movie in memes. You're welcome.
Did you fucking post it as a WMV?
No, it's literally a YouTube link.
Oh, jeez. Well, okay then.
Oh yeah, actually,
It's just
1977.
there.
I'm pretty sure that's just barely like in public domain.
No, that entered public domain 13 years ago.
Huh.
I believe public domain's 40 years for movies.
It's
Did he die? Cause copyright is doesn't take effect until after the person died, right? So
Oh, right.
generally
Public domain, yeah.
copyright is the length that someone is alive, and then it's different lengths of time for like
Yeah,
songs
motion-
and written
I know.
works and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In the United States, motion pictures are copyrighted for 95 years.
Oh, well then.
That's yeah. There are some other rules, but
Yeah, I was gonna say
Seems like
it's
that's about it.
possible to apply for a copyright extension.
yeah.
Thanks, Disney.
Disney. Fucking mouse.
Anyway, so it has been more than a year for the Potter family, and much has changed. For starters, they no longer lived in the Potter Manor, but in a humble Potter College, which was under Fidelis in Godric's Hollow. After much discussion, the Potters, along with Cyrus Black, decided it would be best if they made Peter Pettigrew the Secret Keeper, because no one would ever suspect him. Yeah, I wonder why no one would suspect him.
No one would suspect the obvious, easily subvertible coward.
Curse you and your, what was it?
Sudden
what's-
but inevitable betrayal.
Sudden but inevitable betrayal, yes. Yeah, exactly. It's like, no one would ever suspect if we made him the Secret Keeper. Well, why would no one suspect that? Well, everyone says he's a traitor, a coward, easily led aside.
Generally spineless.
And you don't
doesn't
see
make,
an issue with making him the Secret Keeper? Not at all. I trust him with every fiber of my being. He even has a name tag that says how trustworthy he is. You can trust him.
See, Peter Pettigrew, totally working for Voldemort? He's having a laugh with us again.
Now there's another fucking Harry Potter story to write. Peter Pettigrew, but the entire time he is trying to openly warn everyone that he is currently working for Voldemort, and everyone thinks it's just another prank.
Guys, Voldemort literally has my mother hostage. Please help me.
Anyway, let's see here. The biggest change, however, was the growth of Harry and Arthur Potter. Harry grew hair.
Shit.
Well, shit. Call the presses. Baby grows hair.
My God.
More news at 11.
God damn it, Pedro. Now you've just fucking made me think it. Fucking mobster. Tom Riddle, where instead of saying rattle 'em boys, he goes riddle 'em boys.
That
God.
would be immensely entertaining.
Fucking takes out a gun, just starts shooting everyone.
Hmm.
How many bullets are in that Tommy gun? I lost count after
Enough.
999.
Well, you see, I engorgioed the clip.
Doesn't it just make them
yes.
bigger?
Yeah. Also, it's a magazine, not a clip, you retard.
Implying
Tommy
a
gun
wizard
is
would,
so
Tommy
implying
cannon.
a wizard would know the difference.
Imagine feeding a Thompson with a clip.
Hmm.
That sounds
Yeah.
like it would be painful.
Yeah. That's an exercise in pain.
It's like, hey, Jim, what's up with your thumb? Oh, I've been trying this new clip feeding system.
Also, remember that M1 Garens did in fact have a full auto option.
Oh god, they
So,
did,
yeah.
didn't they?
So does the M14.
Huh.
Like, full auto 30-06? Yeah, that's a great fucking idea. 8 shots? That'll do.
I do love that clip that's still floating around. Now, everyone, you can see this is a completely harmless World War II gun. It's got a wood stock, normal iron sights, a simple clip-fed ammo system. And you can think this is practically harmless.
Hey, hang on here. Found the link.
I love that.
Oh good, I'm so glad someone has that clip. 'cause
Bag
I
of
wanna see that.
holding an ammo magazine. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now there's a preem idea.
This gun
Flawless.
has a lot of
Nothing
wood
can
on
go
it,
wrong
no
with it.
foregrips or extendable stocks or scopes or anything. It's
that's so
obviously
great.
harmless. It's, basically a hunting rifle, so it's a good thing we got rid of all those bump stocks and
Alright, that's a great clip.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that one.
That's a good.
I love that.
That's a good.
I love that we got rid of bump stock.
M1 assault weapon.
Oh Christ. Oh man. Anyway, can you imagine a full auto 30-06?
It,
Your shoulder's gonna disappear.
I mean, the guy in front of you is also going to be vaporized.
True.
When you want to fuck everything in front of you and behind you.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, I'm going to be real with you. I have never actually seen a single story that has ever used a magazine of holding.
I do, however, now greatly desire such a thing.
And I mean, you can just use duplicate on the bullet too, because they're not complicated.
Yep. Boom thing and the flying piece and the hold it thing and the spark plug. Right?
Yeah, I mean, they're actually genuinely not complicated.
Yeah.
What was the Harry Potter name for a bag of holding? Moleskin bag, yeah.
Moleskin, actually, not mole.
Whatever. Belt
Muggle skin. No, it was
told...
called a Muggle skin bag. And
We never
that
got
really
told what
made
the fuck a
absolute
moke is, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
No one
We don't
ever
know.
explained what the fuck a moke is and why it has anything to do with having a bag of holding. Belt-fed machine gun, but the belt is from the inside of the bag. No. So you just straight up slap a magazine on there and just.
The magazine is coated in the moleskin on the inside.
Just fucking have an infinite. How much?
the magazine of holding.
Wizards, hold on, guys. I figured it out. Wizards have been selling magazines of holding to the Hollywood industry for action scenes.
My God.
So, how many rounds fit into this thing? I don't know how many you want, though. I don't know, like 70?
Clearly, they sold a reduced efficiency version of it of that to the UNSC for the original version of the assault rifle Sneaky.
Oh god, yeah. How fucking small that magazine was, but it's like, yeah, there's like 30 bullets in here. It's like, wait,
No, it was so much more than 30.
no, it was like 30.
No, the original one was more than that, I'm pretty sure.
No, there was 30. It's always been 30.
I'm out.
Maybe like 32. But no, it's
Hold on, no.
because the ammo counter pops up
MA37.
on the
Oh,
little
Apparently,
tiny bars.
that's
No,
a
it was
mole.
60. The original Halo one was 60. It was
60?
stupid. Yes, the ammo counter said 60. I knew I was right. They reduced it to 30 later on.
What the fuck?
Hmm.
From that little magazine?
Yes, that's why everybody... Sneaky, look. I grabbed that straight from the wiki.
Yeah, no, I believe you. It's just, you know,
Yes, that was part of why everybody was like, what the hell?
car salesman meme slaps enchanted magazine into gun. This baby can reduce your enemies to paste. Well, guys, it looks like we solved the ammo issue on the 5.7.
Nice. I mean, how does 5.7 hold like 20 bullets?
I mean, yeah. Well, I was talking more
Yeah.
about a P90 firing it, but yeah.
Ah, well, yeah. But yeah, 5.7 ammo.
Because I mean, the P90 fucking chews through a clip in literal seconds.
Well, yeah. That's the power of the high fire rate.
Gun go. Brrr.
Yeah.
Gun go... brrrt.
See, that's actually why I loved Stargate SG-1, because they used P90s. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it's sci-fi
yeah.
good.
Yeah, 5.7s for extraterrestrial rounds? Yeah, I dig it.
Well, because, right, they're fighting big bugs. They don't need... Or
What?
rather, they're fighting... I'm sorry, not Stargate. I don't know why I was thinking Stargate. I was thinking...
Starship
My brain
Trooper.
went to
Starship
Yeah.
Trooper.
Starship Trooper for some
Yeah.
reason. Starship Trooper using P90s. Listen, we don't have the stopping power to kill the bugs, but we can just riddle them with holes.
Basically.
I mean, have you seen the stopping power of a rifle fired 5.7?
I mean, yes, it's
not a
substantial.
meme. It's like the P90 is a very good gun. It's just,
Kind of awkward.
yeah.
It's just small, which
It's
is
just-
why it always
The
looks like
main
a lump.
issue with
It's
it is
also
it's a little
Belgian.
bit inaccurate, and it kind of eats its entire magazine really quickly, and that's not what you
Yeah.
want to happen, because that means you have to carry a lot of magazines to get through a firefight.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So it's
And they weren't, I would say, they were never like, guys, what if it didn't eat the entire magazine in a millisecond?
well, I mean that's kind of defeats the purpose of the gun.
Yeah.
I know it does. But they
Anyway.
just never considered giving it like an option that just like, maybe it eats it in half a second, guys.
I mean, there is burst fire. There is select fire on it. It's just, you know,
Yeah.
not
kinda-
particularly useful.
when other people
Kinda
are
meh.
using AKs and whatnot, it's a little bit less useful. Yeah. I mean, it still punches through armor very nicely.
I would say really the only time you want it is, you know, what it was designed for, which is, oh look, we're inside a building and I'd rather not be swinging around a full thing.
Basically, yeah. Let's see here. It's a blah blah blah. Also looks very nice. So if you want a really good aesthetic on your military police,
It's true. Yeah.
Yes. Because the police are obviously concerned with fashion souls.
I mean,
I mean, yeah, they're supposed to look scary.
yes, just
That's
skin the
kind of
moke.
right.
Thank you, Gray.
Skin the car.
That's just an iguana.
Yes, it's a moke. It's also apparently native to Great Britain and Ireland.
Ah, yes, the lizard in the the negative weather. Yeah, okay, sure.
Hmm.
Sure,
See,
yeah.
the wizard began entering the negative verse.
So what you're saying is you're a lizard, Harry? No, it's time to
Hmm.
skin you.
Oh god, oh fuck. Harry Potter's actually a member of the Illuminati.
Let's see. Potter family change, secret weapons, blah blah blah. Just kidding. A particular Halloween night, Fidelis. They decided that since they were really cooped up, they wanted to to leave the Fidelis and go eat dinner in public. You know, despite being the target of a terrorist group.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds great. Excellent. Very cool. And also, leave the children with
Just
the
leave the
fucking
children
secret keeper.
alone.
No, not alone, but with the fucking secret keeper.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're right. Yeah, now Peter, remember you need to do all these things to take care of the boys. Told the frightened-looking Peter. Of course, Lily. I'll make sure they're in bed, safe and sound at 7:30. You guys go enjoy your meal. All right. Goodbye, Peter. You can handle this tonight. It's just you and me, James. I suppose we should go then. Goodbye. Mommy will be back soon. Blah blah blah. Sorry, boys, but you're in my master's way for immortality. Both toddlers smiled at him. Uncle Wormy, up, up. They had no idea what Peter was actually saying or what it meant, and they just wanted to be picked up by him. So he picked them both up and yeeted them out the window. Oh, I'm just kidding. And so he brought them over to the Dark Lord who was waiting for him. The Potters have left. Let's get this over quickly. I need to kill them. I have places to be. Of course, my lord. Upstairs in the nursery. Shall I wait outside? Yes. Prepare to leave. I won't be long. So Voldemort goes inside and goes up to the nursery. And both kids are looking at him. And he's like, well, well, well. If it isn't the Potter twins at last. I've spent a long time figuring out how to kill you. But here we are at the end of the journey. He's monologuing to 1-year-olds. At some point in his
Truly,
speech,
he's a sad man.
the young
Seems in
Harry
character.
woke up and looked at the funny-looking man. And Voldemort took note of this. Aha! You have woken up to face me. How delightful. I will kill you, my eternal enemy. And then he pulled out his wand and looked at Harry and said, Avada Kedavra. And then the spell raced to Harry, but then a magical barrier of pure whiteness erected in front of him and rebounded the spell back at Voldemort, which killed the Dark Lord. Ah, yes. White privilege in action. Sorry, I had to make the joke.
I was thinking something along the same lines.
Yeah.
Before he could... A barrier of pure white springs up and rebounds the murder the Dark Lord was trying to commit. I'm sorry, it's just too good. Before he could even make a noise of surprise, the spell hit him and killed him into a dark cloud. As the cloud spread around, a piece seemed to latch on to the still sleeping form of Arthur in the shape of a lightning bolt scar. Okay.
Yeah. He's doing this whole fucking trope again.
I mean, look on this. Okay. Normally, what happens is that Harry gets the scar, and it's usually spun as, oh well, the scar is evil, and so Voldemort must be possessing Harry. We have to disown him, or the scar is clearly an indication that he wasn't the chosen one because he's weaker than the brother. Who
well,
doesn't
I
have
mean,
a
I've
scar.
also seen sort of the opposite, where like, okay, so both of them got a scar, but they disregard Harry's scar because it's like less severe or something. And I've also seen like both like one of them gets a scar due to like fucking the explosion from the rebound.
Oh yeah, I've seen that
like-
before. Yeah, he gets
Yeah,
the scar from shrapnel from the
Yeah.
person exploding.
Like, bruh.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Fuck.
he got the scar from the brain pan.
No, well, I mean, like, it's often not like from the Voldemort exploding, but rather from, the walls kind of crumbling and, the house being
I'm
about
sorry,
to fall down.
Arn, but the only thing that immediately came to mind was, now, your boy's not a really good cook, but...
Take a look at this.
Take a
Kaboom.
listen.
Oh, yeah, wait. Oh, your boy doesn't quite fancy yourself a cook, but take a listen. Bonk.
Oh.
Oh, that clip. So good.
I think the best part about that clip is that she has mic feedback on so she can hear herself.
Yeah.
And so she fucking deafened herself with that.
Context in the 9K channel, for those who don't know.
Another part of the context is that the clippers have vastly decreased the noise of the bong. If you watch
Yeah.
the original clip, it is literally rip headphones loud.
Good, good.
Oh, just listen to it. It's so good.
So anyway, yeah, a bird into the twin skull. He looked at both twins, and Wormtail was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" And he felt a disturbance in the wards, and he quickly picked up the wand and was about to flee before Dumbledore, for some reason, was able to be in there all of a sudden and was like, "Yo, bitch, stupefy."
That is
And,
that is quite loud,
Yes,
Yeah.
and they've reduced it.
significantly.
Yeah.
Can someone tell me the timestamp?
If you check the link in the description, it's
Yeah, I'm pretty
timestamped.
sure they have the full clip in the description.
Well, no, because they say the original video, but they don't fucking timestamp it.
No,
Oh.
it is time. It is timestamp. It was for me at least. If it isn't 1713-ish.
Gotcha.
She was trying to make a song based off of only noises she could make with her
Yeah,
body.
from things in her home. No, from things in her home.
That too. Yeah. That song never got made, by the way.
1725.
Yeah, roughly.
That is yes. That's quite loud. Good job, Callie.
Because she had the mic feedback on, you can literally hear her falling out of her chair out of surprise.
Like, bleh. God. Too good. Too good.
Yeah, so Dumbledore assessed the situation, and he saw both twins, and he saw the scar was on the other kid's head, and he's like, "Ah, child of prophecy, he's bleeding!"
Also, there's some other jobber here. Maybe I'll do something about him.
And he heard two more pops, and Lily and James were running upstairs, and like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, well, it appears with Peter's help, Voldemort was able to find this Fidelis location, and he tried to murder your children. However, it failed, because young Arthur here is the chosen one." And Lily gasped. "Is that..." She trailed off, waiting for Dumbledore to confirm her thoughts. "Yes, I'm afraid this is the mark of an equal. I present to you the boy who lived. Meanwhile, Harry remained forgotten, and would be forgotten
Damn.
for a very long time."
We fear not live in a society.
One might even say we live in a society.
Alright, so I'm going to leave a review, add some constructive criticism to this story. Let's see. I am trying to make a new word to describe how boring and cringy this is. I would appreciate your feedback on this one. I'm stuck between crowing
Oh hey, it's rants.
Yeah, I just wanted to check in. How you guys doing?
Doing alright.
Regrettably,
And-
existence continues.
Bryn.
The what existence?
Just existence.
Oh,
We
existence
are
is
alive.
nice. I like
Uh,
existing.
Occasionally.
Existence is suffering.
I'm fond of that too.
Damn.
Alright, leave a review. That is
Masochist.
some constructive criticism. And now we can move on to the next story.
How do I sound? But
Oh, you sound great.
Yeah, you're sounding
Yeah.
a lot better this week.
Actually,
Well,
it's
that's 'cause I'm not
somewhat
used to
audible.
What was that?
I just
Sneaky,
have-
this is not constructive criticism, and you know it.
What? No.
No way.
I just have
That
the
is
phone on.
not
don't
constructive
have
in
any
any way.
earplugs
It's
in.
just criticism.
Yeah.
Which,
For
granted,
Sneaky, it's
it's better than
constructive.
your normal brand.
You know what? That's fair enough. Instead, we're gonna read some Percy Jackson.
Oh,
Oh dear God.
more stuff I don't know about. Honestly, that probably
Yeah, more
saves
stuff
me
I
in the
don't know
long
about
run.
either.
Yeah. I think that's a good
Honestly,
tactic.
you are kind of better off not knowing about Percy Jackson, because really, the only like the first 3 books really hit it off, but it's like a 15-book series now or something.
I saw scraps of the first movie.
Honestly, the movie didn't do the books
You
justice.
you can't.
movie was
sit
horrid.
there- I'm sorry. Every time I hear someone like, "I've only seen bits of a movie," it's like, well, you've already fucked up there.
Okay, no, hold on. The Harry Potter movies were incredibly faithful to the books.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's the exception, not the rule.
That's fair.
True.
The Harry Potter movies were not that. Well, what are we comparing it to? Like, was the movies for Percy Jackson just go completely off script?
Yes, the movies for
Yeah.
Percy Jackson were in the same realm as the movies for Aragon.
I only saw the. I didn't even
I
finish
like
the
that
first
we're
movie before Aragon.
pretending
So
that
bad.
there's multiple. Oh wait, Percy Jackson did get a second movie, didn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't he get 3?
It had Nathan fucking Fillion too.
Yeah. It was
Didn't
terrible.
Percy Jackson get 3 movies?
Something like that.
2.
I can say that the Harry Potter movies, I guess they were faithful, aside from cutting out a lot of shit.
I mean,
Then
yes.
as it got to the
Well, yeah.
fourth, once it got to the Goblet of Fire, that really showed because so much good shit had to be removed that it was such a terrible movie.
That's also fair.
True. True.
But I mean, like on the other hand, at least they didn't change the entire species type of an entire section of a faction, like they did in Aragon.
What?
Oh, that did happen, didn't
Yeah.
it?
So in Aragon, there was a race of nomadic minotaurs, and
Nomadic
they were called Urgles, and they basically had a very nomadic, semi-war like reminiscent of like.
I've read the Aragon series except for the final. I know
Right.
what the Urgles are. I always thought they were more like orcs.
Really?
than-
Because they talked about horns and shit, so I was always like,
Yeah, but I kind of pictured it as like tusks and yeah, horns. I just pictured them as orcs with
that's fair.
because weren't they like purple?
Yeah,
in
you want to know
color
what they
and
made
shit?
them in the movie?
What did they make them?
Really, really fat men with tattoos.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
That's-
And
look.
I'm not talking like
yes.
oh he's chubby. I'm talking about like takes up 2 seats on the airplane fat.
Like,
yes, British people.
Triggly
yes.
puff fat?
Yeah.
Did they at least get the bird people?
The bird. I think there was some really shit CGI, but I think so. Yeah.
Because I do want to see them. They were some badass motherfuckers.
But yeah, so
I
so
did like
the,
those. Yeah.
Look, I'll put it to you this way: the Aragon movie was so bad that I'm sorry. When did the Aragon movie come out?
I was
2008 maybe?
still in high school. I would say maybe 2009, 2010.
It was 2006.
Holy shit!
I feel old.
Fuck.
You are.
That in movies.
Look, all I'm
Ancient
saying is,
Grey.
12-year-old me was able to tell that that movie was terrible and could not possibly have
Oh.
followed such a such a widely renowned book.
Yeah.
Because I had friends who liked reading about as much as I did. And they were like, yeah, Aragon's pretty good. It's not the greatest, but it's pretty good.
So I was sort of prepared for the Aragon movie because I purchased the game.
Oh. Yeah, but see, like, I hadn't even read the book.
There's
I
been
hadn't
like
even- no,
two
I hadn't
good
even read
movie
the-
adaptations of games in history. Both were Harry Potter.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I would say, but here's the thing, right? I hadn't even read the book, and 12-year-old me was like, there's no way that friends X, Y, and Z were that off base about a book. So
Mhm.
this movie has got to be terrible because we can't follow anything. So I actually went and I bought the first Aragon book out of spite.
It's a good book.
Yeah,
It's a
personally
good book
speaking,
series.
I think Eldest is better than Aragon, but I honestly like them. I like them both.
Yeah,
I like
Eldest and
better.
Aragon are great.
I did like that. I later found out that apparently the movie was initially made because he wanted to make a movie for his daughter of the book because she really liked the book, and so that's why he accepted the movie deal in the first place. But apparently his daughter fucking like hated the movie. Like,
Well, the
was
movie was
beyond disgusted
trash.
with the movie. And I was like,
I
oof.
was mad. I've always been mad at the many kinds of books. Well, I'm sorry, the many books they never bothered adapting. They never bothered with the Lands of Elion, and that one should be a gift.
Mm.
They never bothered with Happenstance Found. I would love a movie of the Happenstance Found series.
They tried with Lemony Snicket, and that wasn't too bad. But they didn't
It was
follow
really
through.
good.
Yeah, they didn't follow through, which is unfortunate, because the Lemony Snicket book series is actually amazing.
Yeah. That movie was in a weird spot for people.
Yeah.
Like, it was faithful in some regards, and then kind of went freeform on other aspects.
The
Like, I
fucking
don't.
Rita Skeeter chick was amazing.
Looking back at it, I still don't know if I like that movie or not.
I think that's what a lot of people walked away with, and I think that's why they ended up not continuing it.
But yeah, I would love Happenstance Found, The Lands of Elion. Actually, those are only two books I can.
Personally,
really
I
love.
would have liked Ranger's Apprentice to get a movie.
You know what? Actually, another book I would have liked to see as a movie is this. This might show my age a bit. Dragon Rider, the story
okay.
about the small Asian girl who befriends a dragon when it's sick, and she's a slave.
Yes, It's set in like proper Chinese mythology, right?
Yeah. And,
I
like,
remember that book, and I finished it. And I was like, all right, there's a sequel, right?
no,
Because you left us on a cliffhanger.
just that's it, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like I held on to that book for over a decade, and I was just like,
It stayed in my desk at school for years.
I was honestly shocked that they never tried to do anything with it, because I was like, this is just a really good story. I genuinely enjoyed this.
I lied. There is one other book.
Yeah,
series
that's
I
the
would
key
love to
thing.
see
You
adapted.
enjoyed it. So
Oh, I know, right?
There is one other book series,
Huh?
but I know it would never be adapted because it would trigger way too many snowflakes.
Uh-huh.
It's called Spirit Gate by Kate Elliott.
Yeah, no, that would
do tell for the unaware.
It deals with slavery in a very unique
based.
way, in the way that slavery works in that universe. It's kind of like indentured servitude, but it's hard to explain. You got to read it. But there's also a shitload of giant eagle riders that are badass enough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool shit.
I think we can all be thankful that they never tried to adapt Warrior Cats or Guardians of Ga'Hoole into a movie series.
They did the Guardians.
Yeah.
They what?
Yes.
You didn't know?
Oh fuck.
They never
Sneaky
did
ass,
warrior cats, but they did
Well, I'm
Gahul.
assuming that because there's not 13 of them, it didn't do too well.
Sinky, it was called Legend of the Guardians: The Owls of Gaul. It was in 2010. That
Oof.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that's right. I know exactly why I didn't see that
2010.
movie. That was like
Twen-
5 years after it was.
it was
like,
September
actually-
24th.
There was
3D computer animated 2010.
Oh, that ain't good.
It's got somehow it actually managed to 52% on Rotten Tomatoes. I imagine that's because there were lots of children.
That's possible. But anyway,
Hey,
Let's get
it
back to
actually
the
made
story.
money. Huh, look at that.
Percy Jackson and the
Made
rise
$60 million,
of the
actually.
Morning Star. Now, some of you who are more religiously inclined might notice Morning Star, and yes, that does in fact mean exactly what you think it means.
Yes.
For those of you who are unaware, Percy Jackson is a series in which all of the myths and mythologies of the world, except for the Abrahamic religions, are real. And the power the gods have and the state of the pantheon is completely dependent on the belief in those gods.
I will say, I do like when people are like, we'll keep everything except the Abrahamic ones. We'll steer around that one. Because those are the
Fuck
ones.
you, God.
Those are the ones. That's the religion that's, strung people up and bombed them for drawing satirical cartoons.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Inshallah,
We'll get
brother.
to that in a second. So, everyone. Oh, you're zoning out, my dude.
Yeah, your mic is fucked again.
I think it's your connection
Mayhaps.
because his mic was fine. Now, in Percy Jackson, the power that the gods have is also based on how much belief is invested in them.
It's also based.
Yes, indeed. And the Greek gods uniquely got around this issue by tying a lot of the belief in them to concepts of Western civilization instead of direct belief. And now, while that did weaken them significantly compared to their Greek selves, it made them not quite as bad as the Egyptian or Norse gods ended up being.
Because they were still relevant. Although, to be
Right.
fair, the Norse did eventually get kind of a comeback tour.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
And the thing is that the author is actually pretty good, which is why I say the first 3 books were pretty good, because that was when the author really had a handle on the plot, because it was still fairly small. And I say this is good because he comes up with all of these explanations for like why Roman and Greek is different, and why you see in Western civilization all of these heavily Greek god inspired influences, like owls being used for wisdom and etc., etc. And I really like how he weaved the world as it was into his lore. And that's all I can say. Because he loses the plot.
What a shame.
Very
What a
quickly.
rotten way to go.
And that is precisely why he did not include the Abrahamic religions in the belief-powered system, as obviously they would tip the scales a bit little too much.
Yeah.
So he had to have them believe in a not real god. So,
Did they ever
brings
give
us-
what the genuine question? Did he ever
Yeah.
give what the explanation was for how people ended up believing in something that wasn't real?
Because the beliefs that in his explanation, the beliefs that made up Christianity actually stemmed from a bunch of other religions, so it never made a new god.
I guess.
Just shrug your shoulders and move on.
Yeah, it's like, alright, whatever.
So, anyway, point being is that inclusion of the Abrahamic religions into Percy Jackson would make for a very unbalanced and very boring story, because if I'm pronouncing this right, is Seraph?
Seraph. Yeah.
Seaph. There's an R in there or something.
The Seraphim?
The Seraphim, yeah.
Seraph.
Those are the strong guys, right? Those are the combat guys, the strong combat guys, something.
Yes.
Yeah, I vaguely remember my CCD.
Yes.
Those could take on the gods as they are, according to his world logic, and so that would be very much not a good scenario if you're supposed to have threat levels where the Abrahamic God can just auto-win everything. Books 4 and 5 aren't that bad. Book 6 is cringe, 7's better, 8's good, 9 is great, and 10 is trash. Well, I'm not gonna read 6 bad books just to get to a good one to have a fucking shit-ass ending.
Yeah.
I will say the original start of the Roman stuff actually ended up being okay, because I was like, oh, cool,
okay,
we've
yeah.
ditched that chode Percy.
And then you didn't.
What a shame.
No, I liked how he handled the Roman stuff. I thought it was a good. It was an okay. It was all right. Not great.
Well, especially because it made some sense narratively, and it's like, listen, why are these two camps separated? Because we really can't have these two parts saying hi to each other.
Yeah. Also, they kind of hate each other because the Greeks and the Romans weren't exactly on friendly terms.
One would call
Yeah. Some might say so.
Explanation that nothing is strong enough to birth a true omnipotent God because it takes an infinite amount of power to do so, meaning God couldn't be born, works better, I think. Yeah, something along those lines. It was a mix of like, look, I really can't include it, so basically any excuse you can think of is the correct excuse.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So anyway, so apparently, in this story, yes, there is in fact Abrahamic religion, and it did in fact produce a god and angels
And crusades.
So let me read you the summary. Half-bloods. Gods weren't the first to make them. The angels, cast out of heaven, pioneered the creation of half-bloods. No.
Oh boy, no.
The Norse, Greek, and Egyptians would like to talk to you. They've been around for way longer than Christianity.
Well, no, to be fair, the original Abrahamic religion, which predates all of those except maybe Egyptians, did have the Nephilim. Because that's Old Testament.
Yeah, I was gonna say Norse religion didn't really pop up until like
That's fair.
400s maybe.
I'm pretty no, because I'm pretty sure the Hindu had half-bloods. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but Hindus would have started around the same time as Old Testament.
No, because Old Testament started way after Uruk, and Hindus started around the same time as Uruk.
Well, I mean, technically, the Old Testament starts at Uruk with Abraham.
Does it really? Oh, that's right.
Yes, he left the land of Ur.
Yeah.
We've had this exact discussion.
Yeah, we have. Well, okay then. So yeah, still though, saying that it predates everything is a little bit pretentious.
I'm not saying it predates everything, but it certainly predates all the things you listed.
That's fair, yeah. The angels cast out of heaven pioneered the creation of half-bloods in the forbidden offspring Nephilim. God killed them with the flood, but the age of Nephilim has come again. As a half-human, half-angel, Percy Jackson is Nephilim, and neither gods nor monsters were prepared for him or his kind.
The problem with that is, the Nephilim were basically pure evil.
Yeah, they were kind of like,
because they came from the angels who told God, "We don't want to listen to you."
The pure beings who sinned. Yeah, it's kind of a lot of sin going on, a lot of evil, a lot of apocalyptic doom.
It's
Tendency.
almost like there was this reason there was a flood. So unless this version of Percy Jackson is a raging psychopath,
Who knows?
Potentially.
It's possible. The author ironically listed it as family/supernatural genres. I assumed supernatural was kind of implied when you're talking about a fantasy world in which all the gods are real and they regularly have sex with people and have half-blooded children. But sure.
what do we know?
I guess I was just oblivious and I didn't realize that was fake until now. All right, everyone, roll call. Mr. Bruner called enthusiastically. Also, I just want to say, the Percy Jackson is the son of an angel. Angels aren't exactly gods. So, I don't think anyone would mistake him for being a half-blood of a Greek god, because everyone knows immediately when the half-blood is a Greek or a Roman one. So I think people could pick up on the fact that he wasn't a Greek or Roman one then.
Let's pretend that Grover and crew somehow don't cotton on to this, right?
Gilgamesh was a half-blood? Was he? Because I'm pretty sure he
He was
wasn't.
2/3 god.
He was
Yeah, he wasn't a
two-thirds
half-blood.
god,
He was very explicitly made.
Was he
Divine.
No. What? No, Gilgamesh wasn't made, was he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was
Fair enough, yeah.
constructed.
Enkidu
No,
was.
I know
um,
Enkidu was constructed.
Yeah, Enkidu was constructed. No, I don't think
Gilgamesh was born. I think it was.
No, I'm pretty sure he was just straight up born to a goddess, and it was, why is he 2/3 divine? Well, fuck you. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the explanation of why he's 2/3 and not half.
We have
Yeah,
no
but in
need-
Uruk really do be like that.
Huh? Was that
we
Max?
have no need of your modern math here.
Yeah, it was straight up, why is he 2/3? Because fuck you. He's just that awesome.
Yeah.
He's so awesome that the Hindu gods let him have a spaceship.
Yes.
Best part of canon.
Oh god, I love that. I fucking love that.
Truly based.
Oh god. Also, the Epic of Gilgamesh is actually a really nice story. 2/3 because they're bad at genes. No, he's 2/3 because fuck you. He's 2/3 God. Easy.
I will get around to reading a couple of the copies of that story I found.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So then yes, I guess I would say technically the land of Ur did it first, and then the Bible very quickly cottoned on that.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Old Testament pretty much copied a lot of the stone tablets that were at Ur for myths and legends.
Oh, absolutely.
So I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's not really surprising considering,
Ur was like the first city
yeah.
Exactly.
and the only option.
Yeah. Like,
Also,
fun
kind
fact,
of wild
actually.
if you really think about it, that they progressed with irrigation so much they just really couldn't figure out why all their crops kept dying when they kept using salt water.
Yeah. I'm curious how that works, eh?
We got irrigation going, but we didn't figure out salt bad.
Well, no, to be fair, it wasn't like they were pulling directly from a saltwater location. They were pulling from a river, which was pulling from a saltwater location, and so the salt was actually in quite small amounts. It's just that the problem is that when you irrigate land with a aqueduct system, that water doesn't go anywhere, so everything in the water slowly settles and builds up over time. And so it wasn't like an immediate thing of like, oh my god, all the crops are dying. It was just every year over time the crops just started producing less and less and being less healthy. And they were like, oh, we're being cursed by the gods or some shit. And so they would move to new land and keep doing it, thinking that land was just cursed and shit like that. But in the end, they just couldn't figure out that the small amount of salt located in the river, which was sourcing from the ocean instead of a freshwater source, was slowly over time depositing their salt into the fields and salting their fields in a quite literal fashion.
Ah, yes. It's like Carthage, except they did it to themselves.
Oops, I
And,
accidentally Carthaged myself.
That, in the end, is actually why Ur collapsed and casted refugees all across the continent. Is because they ended up having massive food shortages from all of their fields dying out from the massive amount of salt they were using accidentally.
Yeah.
Oops, we salted the earth. Although
Oops.
reportedly, supposedly Abraham left before that.
Yeah, well, you know, history gets kind of sketchy in fuck you levels of before Christ history.
Yes, I'm not
Yeah,
saying it doesn't. I'm just
Prehistory
saying
be like.
that's
prehistory be like throw a dart at a timetable.
Essentially, yeah. Just like spin the wheel. Yeah, close enough.
While blindfolded.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, Percy Jackson groaned, blah blah blah. Were they really expecting teenagers to function this early? It was barely 7:30 a.m. Well, I mean, at least he got the teenager thought process going.
I mean, if you're a lazy fucking teenager.
The black-haired boy found
hello,
himself
yeah.
slapped by the teacher. No, I'm just kidding. It was his usual assaulter. Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? His lovely older sister, Callie Jackson.
No, not Callie. Kaylee.
Oh yes, Kaylee.
Different. Do not the fucking
Do not sell
They-
that
Besmirch
name.
the name. Indeed.
do not besmirch the great name of Calliope. You motherfucker.
Always trying to make him suffer more. Whoops, sorry. He meant you tried to keep him in line. Totally, yeah. I mean, if you're sleeping in class and your sibling slaps you awake, that kind of does actually fall in under keeping you in line.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's very, very important for keeping you in line.
Hey, come on, Percy, seriously, she complained, good-naturedly, of course. Well, if I were allowed coffee. Fucking teenager likes coffee. Percy jabbed,
No.
half-heartedly
He's
glaring
apparently
at her.
12, not 13, and he got coffee.
Yeah, so not even a teenager, literally a child.
Literal child, never again happening. You have enough trouble without caffeine. Besides, you're 12. I can't sleep. I can't have coffee. The abuse.
Yes. And
Kaylee rolled her eyes with a smile. Oh, sorry, Purse, but I don't make the rules.
I just enforce them.
Apparently. She ruffled his hair. Anyway, so you blah, Percy Jackson, present sir. Thanks, Purse. Keep this up. I'm really curious as to how they're in the same grade unless they're twins.
Well, that's actually a good question.
Because she's been listed already as the older sister, so they're not twins. So unless she was
Yeah, well,
held
I mean,
back
could
a
be older
year-
by like 5 minutes or something.
I mean, but that's still
Technically.
twins. That's fraternal twins or
Yeah, I think.
I don't fucking care.
fraternal twins. Well, one of those.
Fairly sure that's not the term, but okay.
The twin that means they're twins, but they don't look alike because it's two eggs instead of one egg splitting.
Yeah. Yeah, We just call that either one-egged or two-egged here. Very simple.
Yeah, but in America we do things correctly.
No, you do it wrong.
Yeah, but we have a larger military,
Okay.
so we're right.
That's not how this works, but okay.
It's definitely how this works.
Yeah, no. Gonna have to.
I've got.
Just
Hey, no,
think,
you-
once we
you
manifest
get
our destiny and claim Europe as rightful American clay, you guys will have to start using Fahrenheit.
I mean, not even fucking NASA uses like imperial units. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll enforce Fahrenheit across the board. You don't have to
I don't
get
think
used to
so.
gallons and inches.
Oh no. No, not gonna happen.
No, my favorite part will be when we force you to use feet.
Fucking foot fetish, kinky ass shit. Fuck
Yes,
off.
that's it. Yes, the American unit of measurement was in fact created by, well, you know,
Oh,
A foot
shit.
fetishist.
crazy old men.
From the
Exactly.
studio that made Happy Feet, I'm really not being inspired by that.
Hmm.
Oh boy.
This is a really serious children's story about betrayal and finding yourself and fighting for what's right. Who should we
Also,
make?
your brother trying to murder you consistently.
I said betrayal.
No, I know, but like it's very specifically about his brother being a massive tool.
That's also true. Yeah, who should we make them? Who should we have make the movie? What about those guys who did Happy Feet? The comedy.
Hmm.
It's like,
Of course.
oh, okay, yeah. That's like going to Platinum Games and being like, Platinum Games, we need you to make a very serious horror game
With 0 tits.
with only dialogue
Disgusting.
and long walking sections.
Just make us a movie, goddammit.
Don't, and 30 FPS for that cinematic feel.
24. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so anyway, breakfast finished. Wait, why is he eating breakfast in the middle of first period? What?
I mean, he's a tool.
I mean, okay, fair enough. Dread herself arrived. The
I have to
annoying
go.
cow
I'll
that
be
was
back.
Nancy Bobo Fit.
Boba Fett.
Bobo Fit. And she just threw erasers at everyone. And, yeah, so, and then she threw erasers at Percy.
Damn, alright. I just looked at the scroll bar.
Yeah, I'm really unsure, so scroll down a bit.
Yeah, a lot actually.
Man, I'm feeling Percy's really dangerous looking. He loved mom so much. Blah blah blah. Kindly ones. Blah blah blah. Wow, Percy, you're so strong. Oh my God, whose parent are you? And then some super touching moment where Percy didn't tell his mom he was attacked by monsters and beat him with the power of the Nephilim. Alright, so it's a basically generic garbage ass story where Percy is obnoxiously strong and for some reason God exists except isn't flexing on every other god that people are worshipping before him. Because that wasn't a commandment, right?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
Anyway, so I'll leave you guys on this desktop image just as a reminder.
Yes. You like that one, I see.
Yes, it's an important idea because, you know, a little bit of philosophical moment here though. But like, this is why I disagreed when Google changed their motto from "Don't do evil" to "Do good," is because
Yeah.
D&D is actually correct on this. There is an in-between between good and evil, and that's being neutral.
Yeah.
And not doing evil and not allowing evil is a far easier task to accomplish than ensuring everyone does good.
Yep.
Because a neutral person can prevent evil, but a neutral person cannot exist in a good-only world.
Essentially, yeah.
So, in the end, I'll leave you all with that. Never let evil take root. Because there is
Stop
always
communist.
more, and it always gets worse. We'll be taking Christmas off. See you guys for New Year's.